In this video, we're going to take a look at a standard normal distribution. So it's standard normal distribution. It is a distribution that has a density graph that satisfies the following. So the first thing is it should be a normal distribution. So if it's a normal distribution, that tells us it is bell-shaped. It is symmetric. The mean should be equal to 0. If it is a standard normal distribution, the mean is equal to 0. The standard deviation should be equal to 1. Total area under the curve. So what is true about the area under any density curve? The area should be equal to 1. If it is symmetric about the mean, right, so it's symmetric about 0. The area under the curve to the left of 0, so here's our mean, which is 0. The area under the curve to the left of 0 should be half, 0.5. The area under the curve to the right of 0 should also be half. Right, so half of the area under this curve, half of that area is to the left, and half of the area is to the right of the mean. Right? So that is a standard normal distribution. And these will show up for us with a little bit of regularity, but we will lean on our understanding of this. We will use what's true about the standard normal distribution to find all kinds of things about probabilities associated with normal distributions that are not standard. So later on, in our next chapter, in our next section, we will look at means that are not 0 and or standard deviations that are not 1, but we still have a normal distribution. So they're still bell-shaped and symmetric, but those things are a little bit different. All right, so let's take a look at how we calculate probabilities, how we're going to use technology. So we're going to use StatDisk. StatDisk is a computer program that we can use. It's by Triola, so if you are using the Triola series, which these notes are based off of, then you can make use of StatDisk on statdisk.org. So let's take a look here. If we want to calculate the probabilities for normal distributions, what we will do first is we're first going to convert the data value into a z-score, right? So we find a z-score. Here for us, if we're talking about a standard normal distribution, the mean is equal to 0, and the standard deviation is equal to 1. And so that z-score is going to be the data value itself, right? But I want you to get used to this, that the idea is that we're going to convert from a data value to a z-score, and then we're going to use the z-score. We're going to input that z-score into StatDisk. So we select Analysis, Probability Distribution, and then Normal Distribution. We input the value of the z-score, and we then determine, are we trying to find an area to the left, an area to the right, an area between, and so we find those. If we want the probability between two values, we would convert both values to z-scores, find the area to the right of both, or to the left of both, it doesn't actually matter, and then take the difference between the two areas. Right? And so the idea there is if we're trying to find area between two values, we have this normal distribution. We want to know what's the area between this value A and this value B. We can find all of the area to the right of A, find all of the area to the right of B. If we subtract this area that's to the right of B from all of that area to the right of A, The only thing that we're going to be left with is the part that's between the two. Right, so we'll find the area, either both the areas to the right or both the areas to the left, then find the area, take the difference to get the area between them. If we want to calculate data values for normal distributions, right, so we know a probability and we want to now find what is a data value that's associated with this normal distribution, we will first identify the area to the left. You might say, why do we need the area to the left? Could this be an area to the right? And no, it does have to be an area to the left if we are going to use StatDisk. StatDisk will take as an input the area to the left. The area if you know the area to the right, remember the area to the left is going to be 1 minus the area to the right. The total area under the curve is equal to 1, so whatever's to the right is going to be 1 minus whatever's to the left, or vice versa. Whatever's to the left is 1 minus whatever the area is to the right. Then we select analysis, probability distributions, and then normal distribution. Input the area. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. We need to input that area that's to the left. We will evaluate that. This will spit back the z-score of the desired value, and then by hand we would convert it from a z-score to a data value. And so we would take the mean plus the z-score times the standard deviation. If we're dealing with a standard normal distribution, what we will find is x is equal to the mean is 0, the z-score is whatever it spits back, and the standard deviation is 1. And so we'll find out that the data value is the z-score. But when we stop having a standard normal distribution, we'll have to go through and input each of those values. All right. In the next video, we will talk through this again pretty quickly, but we'll go through this entire process with an example. We will see you there.